Alright, back to Maya. I apply a blend material for this cube, and I'm going to select it and then gonna go File and then Export Selection. And I want to export it as OBJ because that is the format that Procreate accepts. And then I'm gonna name it. Alright, so once you copy the file into your iPad, you click on the file and then you click on the button here, which is going to prompt you into the ability to open in Procreate. Once you click on Procreate, it's going to load up and it's going to open it. In some cases, if you had something open in Procreate, meaning that if you have a file, let's say this one, open, in some cases when you import a 3D model or object into Procreate, it would not really prompt you into that file until you go into the gallery, and then from the gallery it's going to actually prompt you into the supposedly imported object. So here's the cube. With your fingers you can move around with one finger, tap or moving. 2 fingers you can pinch away, and of course you can pan around also with 2 fingers. What I need to do here is to go into the layers, right? And then in here you can see here the basic layer. So the basic layer is where I want to import my texture to. One of the things that is important to toggle on and off is the following. You go into the settings and then you go 3D. You only see this feature if you are importing a 3D model. So when you go to 3D, you can go show 2D texture. This is very, very useful. You click on it and now it prompts you right into the texturing mode that I have demonstrated in the previous video. So now we're back into the simplified version of painting your texture. So for instance, if I go and knowing that my UV was like this, if I go and sort of like blindly just make those numbers, let's see how horrible that's going to be. Go to the settings and deactivate the 2D. Or, of course, you can just paint right away. So with that said, let's say we do have a painted texture. What should we do? Just repaint it? Well, not really. Instead, what I would do is, since I'm using the same software all along, right? So this is the texture that I want. Click on this, and then you could just copy and go back and go into the 3D file, go into the settings, show 2D texture, and then here, this one here, I'm gonna go and clear, and then 3 fingers down, then paste. So if I go here back into deactivating the show 2D mode, as you can see, it's right there. So now if I want to go and do some kind of aesthetic explorations, I'll go and change the brush. So here's something that is also worth mentioning. The same features you get in the regular painting, you also get in Procreate, meaning that you don't have to make straight lines to be a stressful process. Instead, you click and hold like this, and now you have the ability to just go back and forth. And I don't like where that started, so I'll just undo with tapping with 2 fingers. I'm gonna click and hold here, and then move, and then I do like the imperfection, but already the brush is making that imperfection for me. And of course, keep in mind, in case you didn't know, or in case you did know, you click and hold, and then as it moves this way, if you tap with a finger, it would snap it. So it gives you 15-degree increments or changes. So this is only going to make your utilization of Procreate more impressive and worthy. And it's mind-boggling that it's one of the few software that you only pay for it once, a very reasonable fee, instead of being enslaved by a monthly crappy subscription. And it's a mobile app, so wherever you go, you have it with you. So now my die has a nicer look. And of course, you can go here into the blurring and blur those lines if you want. So again, you get the same features. I'm gonna go into, for instance, Gaussian blur and just make it like that, for instance. Make it like a blurry cube if you want to. And going back to the 2D mode, this is really the result that we have created. So with that said, I hope this video was helpful. And in the next step, what I'm going to demonstrate for you is how to create PBR map textures, the more complex type of texture mapping in Procreate